listening audience, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Whirl, and today I am going to be playing the He Who Funky Ragdoll Bondlock, and I am joined by the wonderful, fantastic, amazing, talented, friendly, funny, smart, creative. I'm going to keep complimenting you until you introduce yourself. Gorgeous laugh, great at plotting.
Hi, hello. It's me, Iris of Obsessions, also known as Avi, and today I'm going to be playing my little rubber hose tune, Tally Mark.
Who is precious and baby, and who we love very much.
Same to Bondlock. Bondlock is also precious. Precious beans, the both of them.
And this FPS is called Shelf Awareness. And we find out why as we pan in on our location, which certainly does have a peck ton of shelves. Because this is the library. This has become something of a favorite location for Tally, yes?
Mm-hmm. Tally spends a lot of her time at the library.
She's
because
valid.
the library is free to go to.
Exactly,
and there
it's got good
very
books.
comfy seats. And Marcel hangs out there a lot, and she likes spending time with them.
Yeah. And there are good books. Books are good.
There are so many good books. Tally's not quite the best reader, but what she can read, very nice.
Hell yeah. So, Tally, Miss Tally, you are hanging out at the library. What you reading? What you doing? What you looking for?
I think Tally. Oh, what kind of books would she like? She mostly likes little kid storybooks and fairy tales and whatnot. But recently, she's also been like trying to research stuff because in Tally's current situation, she's trying to deal with a nasty old pact and get a new one. So
Hell yeah.
Marcel has in fact helped her with some of the research, but she's also like doing some on her own time,
Heck yeah.
just trying to make sure to get all the details she can. Because getting a new pact is a life-changing decision, and if she makes the wrong decision, she knows the consequences of a wrong decision like that. She would not like to repeat them.
We love self-sufficiency.
Self-sufficiency. Very
Okay.
good.
So, safe to assume Baby is trying to do research?
Baby is in fact trying to do research.
And how's that going? Why don't you roll me something to see how that's going?
Okay, I'm gonna roll investigation. That's a 17!
It's going pretty well.
Going pretty well. This time, people actually put the books back in the right spot, so it's not as hard as it was when it was with Marcel.
Yee. Also, your time trying to research it with Marcel did tell you where the books are supposed to be. So, You've got a point of reference. You've got a couple books around you. They are very informational, very explanational. Yes, that's a word. I will make it a word. Fight me.
Informational, explanational, this is... Wait a second. My brain immediately went to Muppet Show theme. Why?
This is the Toonkind Library. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Your research is going pretty well. And, unbeknownst to you, because you are probably deep in bookland and not paying much attention, somebody else has come into the library. Because it's a quiet day at the library. There's not a lot of people here today, but somebody else has come here for the first time and is just staring at all of these books because, whoa, that's a lot of books.
There are many, many books. Many books. It's like that scene in Beauty and the Beast where they walk in and it's just, oh, hello, books.
I mean, I definitely have headcanon the Toonkind, like the Toontown Library, to look like the one from Beauty and the Beast, because that's like the iconic cartoon library.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
It's like the iconic cartoon library. You can't have it not be that one.
Exactly. Oh, but that means this is big library. Oh man, all the walls are books. There's many bookshelves. It's real fancy.
Yeah, probably made by some fancy people way, way long ago. Who knows?
Yes. Who knows?
But this person who is new to the library has been wandering around for a bit, and, Tally, I think I need you to roll maybe you have gotten up from your seat and are perusing the shelves again. I'm gonna need you to roll Dex.
Oh boy, Dex. Like a Dex save or a just straight Dex?
Dex save or perception, honestly. One of the two.
Okay.
Whichever is better for you.
I'm gonna go with a Dex save. That's a 20. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20! And I also have to roll a Dex save. Luckily, his isn't too bad.
Look, you say that, and then Dice Parser is immediately gonna punish you. Yep.
Yep. So, as in proper cartoonish fashion, Tally, you bump into somebody and you're fine. You're fine because like you saw this person like right before you hit them, so you managed to like brace yourself for impact.
Just a squeak as she pulls her hat over her face.
You bump into this tune and you're fine. And he falls on the ground.
Oh! Ah! Oh! And like Tally like is like looks at this stranger and she's like doing little fretting and she's like, ah, wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh no.
And
she's trying to help them up like immediately.
yeah, he was kind of flopped on the ground and just he sits up and he rubs at his head and he's like, oh, no, we're all right. It's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize. We should have been watching where we were going.
Oh, are you sure? Oh man.
Of course. And
Okay.
he kind of he shakes his head and smiles and says, "Sorry about that. We've never been in such a big library before."
You haven't?
Nope.
Oh. I think Tally ponders this for a second. Have you? So, how? Like, like Tally's very awkwardly like looking at Bodlock and like looking around at the rest of the library. Because like Tally's first instinct when she meets strangers isn't really to interact with them, unfortunately. So she's like,
Yeah. And
think about what to do.
yeah, like he's actually like sat up now and he's rubbing at his head and shaking off the dizziness of ow. And he kind of smiles and says, "We really have to stop meeting people by running into them and knocking both of us to the floor." And he holds out a hand for a handshake and says, "My name is Bondlock. Pleased to meet you."
Oh, and like Tally hesitates for a bit before she reaches out with her very long sleeve-covered hand and takes Bonlock's hand and shakes it and goes, I'm Tally. Tally Mark. Nice to meet you.
And he gives you a big smile.
Aw. I think Tally gives like a little nervous smile back and like she kind of like pokes her fingers together, like steeples them together.
God bless her, she's so goddamn cute.
Oh. So you said this was your first time at the library, right?
Yes. We were trying to get out of the house for a bit, so we decided to visit the library, because we like reading, but we weren't expecting it to be this big. The one in Wits End was much smaller.
Like, there's like a little bit of a couple dots above Tally's head, and she goes, "What's a wit's end?"
Oh, it's the town where we used to live. We're new to Toontown.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been in Toontown for like forever, so I know all the stuff around here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a nice place?
What? There are nice places in Toontown, but there's also bad places. I think there's like good and bad places in like every place, though.
Mm. And he nods very understandingly and very seriously.
Yeah. And like Tally starts looking around at the other books and like eventually decides, you know what? you know what? I'm gonna hang out because hanging out is nice. She's found that making friends is a nice thing to do, and she wants to try that.
Oh, bless her.
um, what kind of books are you looking for? Actually,
Well,
what kind of books do you like?
well, we were going to look for some sort of, well, back in the library in Wits End, we would read a lot of old play scripts and fairy tale stuff, but we weren't quite sure what we came here looking for today.
Hmm. I think like Tally thinks on this for a bit. We could we could look for those kind of books first, and then maybe look for other books later. That way, you can start with something that you're used to, and then we can go on from there.
Oh, that could be nice. What about you? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Oh, well, I was looking for books on like, you know, religion stuff, but the that stuff is boring. Like Tally admits, because she has been doing the research like already for a while today, and
as
brain
fun
tired from information.
as fun as myths can be, too much information is just too much information.
Too much information.
And he kind of nods and says, "Well, maybe after you've helped me find something, I can help you find something."
Yeah, that way it's like what's it called? Equal something, whatever it is.
He
Equal
nods.
trade, I think. Yeah.
What is this child doing using economics terms?
Shh, it's fine. It's fine.
Tally, have you already been corrupted by capitalism? Oh no.
Shh, shh, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think, well, Tally's actually very familiar with the fairy tale section of the library because a lot of the times when she and Marcel hang out here, they go to that section of the library.
Yeah, it's a good section.
Yeah, so I think Tally kind of motions for Bonlock to follow her as she starts heading towards that part of the library.
Yeah. And he gets up and follows.
Yes, good. Oh, I think like Tally's like trying to think of like little conversation things like as they're walking, but she's not good at it. She's not
Oh.
good at conversations.
Oh, bless her. And
She's just awkward bean
she's doing her best. And I mean,
doing her best.
luckily for her, Bonlock is kind of too enchanted by the library to notice conversation isn't being made because he's just staring at everything and like the glowy lights that make up the irises of his eyes are just star shapes because everything is super pretty.
Yes, good. Pretty good.
It's pretty and there are books and he has made a new friend and that's cool. He likes this place.
Yes. Yes. I think they eventually head over to the fairy tale section of the library, and like there is a very nice beanbag chair like area, because yeah,
Of course
there is
there is.
definitely that. Of course there is. And like Tally very pointedly makes sure that her favorite beanbag chair isn't taken.
Uh-huh.
This is her spot, and they are going to use it.
Uh-huh. That is so valid.
So like you know that thing where people do where they put their stuff at the spot that they're gonna sit?
Mm-hmm.
Tally just takes off her hat and puts it right on the beanbag chair as a this is mine. We are going to use this. Don't take it.
The chair has been claimed.
The spot has been claimed.
The pact is sealed.
uh,
Hmm.
Eventually Tally like goes up to Blonlock and goes, "So, what kind of fairy tales do you want to read? Cause I think I know where a couple of them are around here."
That's actually a good question. There's lots of different kinds of fairy tales, come to think of it. And he
Mm-hmm.
thinks for a minute, then tilts his head and looks at Tally and asks, "What are your favorites?"
Oh, like Tally thinks on this for a bit. Well, I do like the ones that have like the ones with talking animals and stuff. Those are cool. And also the ones with princesses and um hmm there's one that I really liked, but I can't remember what it's called. Hmm. Oh,
Hmm.
wait a second. And Tally pauses before she starts digging in her hammer space. And she pulls out a little book of The Little Prince, which
Ooh.
which is one that Marcel gave her and she's been reading.
Ooh.
There's this one. I like it a lot. It's really nice and stuff.
What's it
Yeah.
about?
This is the part where Abby doesn't know what it's about.
we can do
I
the pinwheel spin.
What do you mean the pinwheel spin? I'm slightly confused.
You know that transition that's in like a lot of old videos where it's like somebody will start explaining something and then there's like a pinwheel transition and then they're finishing up explaining it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened.
So Tally starts explaining the book, we pinwheel spin, and then Tally has finished explaining the book, and Bonlock is nodding very seriously and understandingly, like, "Ah, yes, I understand everything now."
Yes, good. Oh.
And I think he would probably suggest that they see if the library has another copy, because that sounds nice.
Yes, good. Okay. I think Tally nods and immediately starts heading towards one of the nearby shelves. And she starts like looking over them and she starts climbing them because Tally does that. She
Oh
has a
no.
climbing speed.
Oh goodness. The minute Tally starts climbing, Bonlock like looks around and is just like, does anyone know if she's supposed to be doing that? He just
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
he looks up at her and he's like, Miss Tally, please be careful. We can probably catch you if you fall, but please be careful.
I'm not gonna fall. I'm good at climbing. And she does like a little, makes a little face
No,
as she
of
continues
course.
climbing up.
Bonlock just staring at this shelf like, I don't think that was supposed to. We don't think that was supposed to carry the weight of a small child. Oh dear.
It's fine. She does this all the time. There's nothing wrong with this. I say as Tally continues climbing up and looking over the shelves.
Oh dear. And Bonlock is just going to stand at the bottom, just like trying to consider whether or not to ask her to come down, but she knows what she's doing. He can't just ask her to stop, because obviously she knows what she's doing better than he knows what anyone's doing, so she probably is fine. But also, what if she falls? What if the thing falls apart? Oh god!
Just for fun, I'm gonna roll.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna roll. Acrobatics. 22. Okay, Tally's fine.
Baby is fine.
The baby is fine. Like, there was like a little moment where she grabbed on a book and it started to slide out before she's like, oh, okay. She pushes the book back, grabs something else to hold on to, and continues climbing. Until eventually, on like one of the higher shelves, she starts looking through the different books that are there, and she eventually grins and pulls out another copy of The Little Prince, and she looks down at Bondlock, holding it triumphantly. Found it!
And he, like, he still looks a little nervous because, oh god, she's high up, but he smiles and applauds because that was an excellent show of climbing speed.
Telly grins before she tucks the book under her arm. She was gonna put it in her hat, but she did leave it behind.
Yeah.
And she starts climbing down the bookshelf the same way that she came up.
Yeah.
Yee.
Can I suggest a cute?
Oh, yes.
A couple shelves up from the ground. What if Tally jumps off and Bonlock catches her?
Yes. Yes! Yes!
Which,
Oh.
you know, is like being caught by a pile of pillows but shaped like a person.
Yes. Good. I'm just imagining she's on like one of the shelves that is closer to the ground, and then she starts looking like she's gonna hop down the rest of the way.
Oh god, and he just like panic button and like hold his arms out to catch her like, wait, don't!
And then she hops, and then
Flump.
swamp.
Are you alright?
And she holds the book triumphantly in the air above her head. I got the book!
Excellent. That was... You are very brave.
Do you want to roll insight?
Sure. That's like the one stat of his I have memorized.
Wow, +8! Holy crap!
He's proficient in insight and he has a 20 in wisdom.
Dang. Okay. Like, Bonlock, you see Tally, like, freeze in surprise because brave is not something that people usually use to describe her. So she's just kind of sitting there in stunned silence, like, oh, I mean, I guess? Like, just very confused.
Well, we would have been terrified to try and climb up that high.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Climbing isn't easy for everybody and stuff. But I'm very good at climbing.
You really are. That was very impressive. And he gently sets her down on her feet.
Yes, good. I think Tally, like, the moment she's on the ground, grins and starts heading over to the beanbag chair, which is still claimed by her hat.
You cannot escape, you cannot defy the undeniable rules of if this thing has my stuff on it, it's mine.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh.
And Bonlock follows after her.
Yes, good. I picture like Tally immediately shoves the hat back on her head before hopping up onto the beanbag chair.
Hell yeah. And Bonlog probably,
Yeah.
like, looks around for a second. Actually, I'm gonna roll investigation to see if he can find another beanbag or if he's just going to sit on the floor.
Oh no!
I mean, he doesn't mind sitting on the floor. That's an 11. Does that let him find a beanbag chair?
I think there are other beanbag chairs. Unfortunately, they seem to be occupied already.
Yeah, valid. So, Bonlock just shrugs and sits crisscross applesauce on the floor and reaches into his own hammer space and pulls out a pillow to sit in his lap while for him to put the book on.
I think, like, Tally watches this for a second, like, in confusion before she just pats the spot next to her on the beanbag chair.
Come on. Hop up.
Oh, okay. He looks a little surprised himself and just kind of stands up and sits next to her.
Tally beams and immediately shoves one of the little Prince books into Bonlock's hands.
Thank you. And I think we kind of just, if you don't have any objections to this, I think we kind of just get this montage moment of these two reading this book together at roughly the same pace.
Yes, good.
As just the day goes by at the library.
Yes, good. Good. Reading together, very good, very soft.
And there's, like, a couple scenes in the montage where, they reach the same spot at the same time and both start giggling. Or they reach the same spot at the same time and they both look sad. Because, sometimes books are sad.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think eventually, Tally decides that it is time for a juice box break, and she starts rummaging around through her hat. And she pulls out two little juice boxes, some of which she has been accumulating by hanging out with Marcel. She has so many snacks.
Of course she does. Oh, bless.
Do you want a juice box? I've got apple juice and I've got grape juice.
Oh! He looks a bit surprised and says, "We would appreciate that, thank you. Here." And he reaches into his pocket, which is his hammer space, and I'm going to roll hammer space. And he pulls out a cookie tin.
Ah,
Cookie tin.
And hang on, I have to actually check how this thing works.
Oh wait, is it the butter cookie tin from Glorps?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was given that as a gift.
Aww. Oh, that's so good. Oh. Oh.
And that's a D20. Yes! It is cookies.
Good. It is cookies and not a sewing kit. Cookie.
Like, I think he explains beforehand that, okay, I might have to do this a couple times because sometimes it's cookies, but sometimes it's a sewing kit, and both are very useful, but cookies are what we want right now. And he pops the lid off, and lo and behold, there are butter cookies inside.
Butter cookies. I don't think Tally's ever tried butter cookies before, actually, so she's just looking at them in interest.
And he hasn't tried them yet either, so he offers her the tin so she can have a cookie.
Oh, Tally is kind of like wiggling like an excited little cat as she picks like one of the butter cookies that's, like the kind that are covered in little sprinkles.
Yee, the ones with the sugar crystals on it. Hang on, I have to...
Yeah.
How many cookies are in this? 18 cookies. That's a lot of cookies.
That's so many cookies. Oh.
Many cookie. I think Tally takes her cookie and she just starts nibbling on it.
It's a very tasty cookie. And
Very tasty cookie.
you can now have 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points. Not that we're going to be getting into combat, but 1d4 plus 4.
Alright, I'm gonna roll that just for fun then.
That's almost the max. What the fuck?
Holy crap!
Tally picked a good cookie.
It's a good pecking cookie, Tally.
Very tasty.
Monlock picks one of the ones that looks kind of like a pretzel.
Aw. Oh, those ones are really cute.
And he munches on that as well. And 1d4 plus 4. Plus 4. He got 5 temporary hit points. These are good cookies.
Yes. Good.
These are good pecking cookies.
Good pecking cookies!
So, y'all have a cookies and juice box break.
Cookies and juice box break.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
And Monlock, like, blinks at the box of cookies after they're finished and just like, those are very tasty. I'm going to have to add that to the list of things that I like list.
Ooh. You have a list
Yes.
of things? Ooh.
Well, see, we haven't actually had a sense of taste for a very long time, so we're still getting used to it. So we've been trying to keep a mental list of the things that are nice.
Oh. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Mhm.
How come you didn't have a sense of taste before? Was it just not working?
Sort of. And, Tally, roll insight if you like.
Oh boy. Oh boy, Tally. That's a 16 from Tally.
Oh, God, and Monlock isn't hard to read, even when he's trying to be. The DC was 15.
Oh boy.
So, he's got that expression on his face where it's like, there is something behind that. And he just kind of says, well, we weren't built to have one, but we got one added recently. It's a new sensation.
Tally, like, actually blinks a little bit at the idea of being built. And she goes,
Wait. Built? Were you made for somebody?
He smiles
Aw.
and brightens up, and he nods and is like, yes, we were made for a little girl.
oh. Tally, like, do you want to roll insight?
Sure. 16.
Oh, that's really good. Tally actually looks surprisingly, like, starry-eyed. And, like, the reason why becomes very apparent very quickly. Because Tally goes, oh, does that mean, that means, like, she's very excited, and she's trying to word it, but it's really hard.
And he just kind of tilts his head and lets her take her time.
This is me trying to word it. 'Cause
I was like a long time ago. I also was made for somebody.
You were?
Mhm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Like I remember waking up one day and then there was somebody there and they called me their imaginary friend and then I was there.
Oh, that's a lovely way to become a person. Were they nice?
and, like, I think you want to roll insight.
This is a game of insight rolls.
Insight rolls. Oh boy.
19!
19.
The ragdoll perceives.
Kelly uh, thinks on this, and like there is a wince before she starts explaining.
Well, but my friend was really nice. And
She kind of trails off, and she starts twiddling the thumbs of her mitten hands.
And Bonlock's expression kind of falls, but it's like a soft kind of sad, and he like gently sets a hand on Tally's back and is like, he gets it. Yeah, it's not always easy, is it?
yeah. Hmm.
Have you been on your own long?
I I don't know how long it's been, but I've been by myself for a long, long time.
Oh, we're
What
so
about you?
well. We've never been alone, but we suppose you could say that we've been on our own for a while too.
Hmm. Well, does that mean you have friends now? Because you said you were on your own. Hmm.
Yes, we do have friends now. They're very nice. We have
That's that's good. Because if you said no, I was gonna offer.
well,
In fact, I'm still offering now because you're nice.
and he grins and says, "Well, we'd love to be your friend. You're very nice too."
And Tally grins.
And Bonlock offers you a hand.
I think Tally takes it and she's just big grinning.
Handshake, the pact is sealed. We are friends.
Handshake. Friend. Friends have been made.
They are now library buddies.
Library buddies. I'm trying to think of what Tally would ask. Because I don't know why, but my brain is dying when it comes to conversation topics.
Valid. I mean, the library is a place where you're not really supposed to talk much.
Yeah. Usually you come here to read.
Yeah, and they did read. They read for a very nice long time.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be getting close to closing time at the library.
It might be. I think Tally absolutely looks around for what the time is.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hmm. I think it's getting a little late.
Yes, it does seem so. And Bonlock looks out the window, and it's late afternoon. Like, the sun's not setting yet, but it's definitely more on one side of the sky than the other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Maybe we should, head back to houses and stuff like that before it gets too dark. Because if it gets too dark, then it's scary.
yeah, there's some nice things about it being dark out, but there's also some not nice things. Like, there's a lot of things that can hide when it's dark out, and that's scary.
Tally nods very seriously.
Would you like us to walk you home?
Oh,
you want to roll insight? Because Tally says,
I was actually wondering if if I could walk you home.
He got an 11.
Well, Tally seemed to dodge the prospect of going home pretty quickly, and that's all I'm giving you. Yeah.
Yeah. God, me as a player, I want to know, but I understand that my character did not roll high enough. Curses.
Well, I could give it to you. Tally doesn't have a home to go to in the sense of a house. She just kind of vibes in different hideout spots.
Oh, bless.
That is how Tally has rolled for many years. She finds hideout spots and she hangs out there and rotates between them.
She's so valid. We
Yeah.
love her. Well, Tally, when you offer to walk him home instead, he just nods because, oh, sure, that works.
Aw, I think at that Tally grins and she hops up off the beanbag chair and offers out her little hand for Bonlock to take.
And he takes her hand and pulls himself up.
Yes, good.
With a very, classic rubber hose motion where it's really more that, like, his arm extends to grab her hand and then zoop, pulls his entire self back up with him.
Oh. Now please have the adorable mental image of Tally leading Bonlock through the library.
That's adorable.
Yes.
And they do have to, like, stop at the front desk because Bonlock doesn't have a library card. So they get him. So they get a library card and check out the book.
I don't think Tally technically has a library card. She's never thought to get one.
Bonlock, who follows all of the rules as well as he can. I must do this properly.
Tally's just a little child who steals things. Any book she quote unquote borrows from the library, leave in her hat.
Oh, bless. So we have the fun experience of probably the library giving Tally a very skeptical look as Bonlock is cheerfully getting his library card.
It's fine. Tally returns them. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
This child is polite, but also continuously coincides with books going missing.
She's just a little rogue. She cannot change this.
Bless her. Yeah, you guys check out the book, and then you are heading out through the street.
So, where is your house?
Because I don't actually know exact locations, he kind of, like, gives directions, sort of, to, where he's been staying with Bon at their apartment, because he says, well, we don't really have a house of our own, you see. We've been staying with our mixed Bon. They're very nice. They've been letting us stay with them. We're going to get a house of our own eventually, though, because we can't keep staying at their place because, well, it's very small.
Like, how small is small? Is it, like, subway car sized?
And, like, Tally makes, like, a little motion with her two hands.
And he tilts his head. What's a subway car?
Tally blinks. Because this is, like, the second Toon she's interacted with who has no idea what the subway is.
Listen, he travels by foot pretty much everywhere. That's why his feet were so worn out before.
Aww.
He just walks.
Baby.
Well, the subway is like... Hold on. Do you know what a train is?
Tally asks this very seriously.
I have to roll intelligence. Does Bonlock fucking know what a train is? No! He does not know what a train is. I think, like, with a 7, it's not that, like, he completely doesn't know. He's just like, we know that there's a train station in Wits End, and that sometimes it makes very loud noises. But we've never actually seen a train.
Tally, very seriously, starts rummaging through her hammer space.
Blink, blink.
And she pulls out a little piece of paper as well as a little pencil, and she's starting to literally just draw a train.
Oh my goodness. Bless.
And once she's done, she holds it up for Bonlock to see.
That's a train. It's big metal thingy that carries people and cargo and stuff like that, all around places.
Oh, we think we've seen something like that before. There are some of them in the big movies, right? We've never actually seen. We've never actually seen them in a theater, but we've definitely seen a couple that are played on old reels at well, the theater, as in the theater we used to work at.
Oh, you used to work at a theater?
We built sets.
Building. That sounds really cool.
It was a lot of fun. Although we
Cool.
did have to be careful because sometimes we would accidentally put the set together wrong and then it would fall apart on top of us and then we would get, squished and that wasn't pleasant, but it was nice.
Are you okay?
Callie looks very concerned.
Yes, of course.
Just how casually he mentioned all this.
Of course. And he smiles and just gently pokes her. Pokes her cheek to show the fact that, he's squishy. He's made of soft fabric and stuffing.
Aww. I think Callie pouts up at Bonlock before she sighs and decides to continue on with her explanation.
Trains, subways are like trains, but they're underground and they take you to different parts of the city. For example, Toontown has a whole bunch of subways that lead to different parts. There's one that leads to downtown and one that leads to the shopping district, and there's another one that I think leads to Knick-Knack, but I'm not sure about that one. I haven't been to Knick-Knack all that often.
Roll insight.
Roll insight, huh? 16.
When you mention Knick-Knack Town, his eyes light up because he hadn't realized he was so close.
Aww.
And he just blinks and is like, "Do you happen to know where the one that leads there is? We haven't been back to Knick-Knack for a very long time. We'd love to visit again sometime."
Callie thinks long and hard.
Well, the subways are really, really, really confusing for people who haven't been on there before. They're really confusing even for me, and I go on them all the time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because there's a lot of stops, and then there's a lot of places where you gotta go to. I think if you do want to head there through the subways, you should have a buddy with you.
Oh. And he nods and then thinks, wait, do I know anyone who knows how to use a subway?
Well, I know how to use a subway. And other people who live around here might know how to use a subway.
And he kind of tilts his head and says, well, would you maybe sometime like to go to Knick-Knack with me as my subway buddy?
Callie's a little surprised by the offer, and she nods very enthusiastically.
And he smiles like sunshine and says, it's a really pretty place. We'd be happy to show you around if you'd like.
Callie's still nodding, and she starts even bouncing in place a little.
Oh, precious.
That sounds like fun.
And he smiles and giggles and is like, we haven't been back in a while, so it's probably changed a little since we were gone, but we'd love to show you all the cool stuff there. We could show you the toy store where we were built. It was wonderful there. They made such incredible things.
Ooh.
Callie seems very interested. She's doing the eyes emoji from within the shadow of her hat.
Oh, bless. And as you guys are walking and talking, he explains all kinds of stuff that he could show her, there's the theaters and there's the old school where you can go and you can watch people who do really cool dance performances and it's nice. And sometimes there are storytellers and the storytellers are always really talented and really cool.
Nice. I think Tally's like listening the whole time and nodding along, and she's very excited. Oh, this sounds very cool.
And they can go together sometime.
Yee!
Yee!
Yee! Oh, this is very cute. Oh no, this is very soft.
And Bonlock is utterly enchanted by the idea of eventually getting to use a subway. Because he has never seen one before, and now he wants to know what it looks like. Because he kind of always assumed that the train station in Wits End was like a stable for dragons, and he tells Tally as much. Like, we always thought that the old train station was just used to store dragons or something. It was always so loud there.
Oh, well, that's probably because, like, the trains always make big, loud whistle sounds.
Yes, we thought that was a dragon roaring.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then the shoosh, 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 which sounded like wings. We always thought that that was what the train station was for, and that's why people went there to travel, because they had, like, friendly dragons or something that could help you ride around and go different places.
That would be so cool.
Right?
A little dragon. Oh, that'd be really cool.
Right? Note to self. Someday, find Dragon Station.
Dragon station.
Tally is enchanted by this idea. It's very cool.
There's got to be at least one in the world.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know if there's any around Toontown, but I'm sure other places would have it.
probably. We've never been outside of Einquell, but maybe somewhere in Firuma? Well, that's a lie. We've been to Evershore, but they didn't have any on Evershore either. Oh, they might have.
What's a Firuma?
Good question. It's like... We don't know. We've heard it referenced before. It's like the other place that isn't Einquell and isn't Evershore. It's the other one. It's the big one.
This is
This is a lot. The extent of Tally's knowledge of places is Toontown. That's it. That's the end of the list.
Oh, bless. And he's like, well, back when we were on Evershore, everyone just called it the mainland. So we thought that when we got here, that this was the mainland. But then people started talking about Firuma, and we think that that might have been the mainland instead, because apparently Einquell is not the mainland.
this is a lot of places.
Tally, you don't even have to roll insight. Tally just looks very confused.
It is very much a lot of places. We need to brush up on our geography.
What's geography?
It's when you read maps and you find out what sorts of places there are in the world.
Oh, okay.
Like, here. And he's going to roll hammer space. And he pulls out an atlas bound in bright green leather, and he hands it to Tally. See, this is...
Wait. Is it like a really big, heavy book?
No, actually. As cute as that would
Dang
be.
it. Dang it.
It's like, it's big, but it's not heavy. And he hands it to Tally.
I think still just for the gag, Tally does in fact do the whoop, okay.
And
because sometimes you gotta obey the law of the gag.
you do. You gotta obey the laws of funny. And does she open the book?
Yes, she does.
And inside is like a pop-up book, but between different pop-up pages, there are big ol' maps. And then you have pop-up pages that show different locations that are on those maps.
Oh my gosh. I think Tally's eyes are starts sparkling as she's looking at this, like,
Ooh. Oh. You can have pop-up maps? Ooh.
We found this one back at the old theater. We were going to put it in Lost and Found, and then we forgot, and then we just kind of held on to it. And seeing how enchanted by this she is, he kind of smiles and is like, "You can have it if you like."
Oh,
Tally, like, blinks a little bit in surprise.
oh no, I, you don't have to give it to me. I mean, this is yours,
Well,
right?
yes, but sometimes it's nice to give a friend a present, yes?
I guess.
And
Tally thinks on this long and hard.
like, you can also try and roll insight on Vonlock, but I'm also just going to say it like as the player. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's not used to people giving him things, but he knows that it makes him feel good when people give him things. So he wants to give Tally a thing because he likes her and he wants her to feel good.
Aw, that's really soft. Well, Tally understands that with a 22.
Yeah, no, she gets it.
Wow! Yeah, Tally gets it, and I think understanding that, she nods very seriously and accepts the gift.
Heck yeah. Tally now has the Emerald Atlas.
The Emerald oh man. Did Bonlock just give her a magic item? Oh no.
It's not a magic item, it's just an atlas named after a book I liked when I was a kid. It's just a pop-up book.
Okay, great.
It's just a pop-up book.
Making sure.
But that book has all sorts of places in it, and even if you can't visit them yourself, there's a bunch of really cool, pretty pictures in there of what they look like, so you can sort of go there in your imagination.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I didn't realize there were so many maps. Oh.
Sally's like flipping through the book and like just seeing how many different places there are.
There are so many places, isn't it crazy?
Oh. I've only ever been in one place. This is a lot.
We've only ever been in like 3. And it's a lot for us. We thought that 3 places was a lot of places to have been, but somebody went through and got all of these, so somebody's been to all these places.
Oh my gosh.
Tally is just staring down at this book. And its incredible, knowledgeable power.
This is a book of great wisdom.
Great wisdom. Oh. Oh man. I think eventually the two of them are starting to get closer towards Bond's apartment.
Yeah.
And like Tally doesn't know that this is where Bondlock lives, so she's
And I think like for a minute he's like swept up in the conversation that they're having about there is so many places in the world. Where would you go if you could go anywhere? Like looking through the book and trying to find, ooh, this could be a cool place to go. So they both kind of like walk past the building, and then Von Lock pauses. He looks up and looks back and is like, "Oh, we passed it."
Oh, we did? Oh, oops.
and Tally kind of tucks the atlas under her arm and uses her other arm to grab onto Bonlock's hand and start walking back towards the building they just passed.
Yep. And I think in front of the building, that's probably where they like separate, yeah?
Yeah. I think Tally kind of grins and puts the atlas away into her hat before she gives Bonlock a hug.
Aww.
Just a little one.
Aww. He gives her a hug right back. Aww. And
It was very nice to meet you. You made the library extra fun today.
it was very nice to meet you too. You're very nice. And he smiles and holds out a hand for her to shake.
Tally very enthusiastically takes Ponluck's hand, and she shakes it as well.
Well, we'll see you sometime so we can go to Knick-Knack together, yes?
Mhm. Yeah. We can go together, and then we can see all the cool things.
Yeah.
Oh, what if we bring along one of our friends? That could be fun.
Oh, that could be wonderful.
Oh, I think with that, eventually the two part ways, and
Yeah.
Tally's very happy.
Oh, bless her. Bonluck is
Yeah,
also very happy.
yeah. Bonlock heads home, and Tally slips away into the night, like a
Bless
little
her.
rogue.
Bless her.
Uh,
We've got to
and
get this girl her new pact so that Bob can adopt her so that she can stop living on the streets like a little gremlin.
yes, please. We gotta. I think, yeah,
That's a good ending.
that is a good ending. I'm very soft.
That was so cute. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you Abby for playing with me. This was so much fun.
Yeah. Thank you for playing with me too, because this is very fun, and I'm very happy that we got to do it.
Yeah. We've been planning this for fucking ages, but
Ages.
we finally got around to doing it, and it was great, and I'm soft, and yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's everybody say goodbye to the listeners so we can great migrate. Goodbye, listeners!
Goodbye, listeners.